Hello everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore, and today I am sharing a Christmas in July project, and it is a card. I haven't done one this Christmas in July, so I thought I would create a card, and oh, I love how this card turned out. I love like the old antique kind of look, and I think this kind of captured that look on this card, and I love the sentiments in this bundle. It says, "May magic and wonder bloom this holiday." It's so pretty. I did add a bit of Wink of Stella onto the poinsettias, but that is all I did other than watercolor. So we're getting a little lesson in watercoloring, and this is so fun because you don't have to be neat about this. I like watercoloring outside the lines, and I think this one really turned out nice, and I hope you like it. It's always hard for me to create cards more than boxes, so this one I was really pleased with, so I hope you like it. All right, let's get started. So we are using this poinsettia petals, and we are going to, it has a lot of stamps in here. So it has 2 packs of the stamps here. I am going to layer the poinsettias on this one, but you can use, this one's a full poinsettia, you can use that one, but I really liked layering them and making them look a little bit different. And then we are using the sentiment from this as well, and it does come in a bundle with these dies, and these dies will create poinsettias for you. And it also has where the little veins are created. It makes it look really pretty. It would look really pretty with real red velvet paper. So this is so pretty, and I'm loving this stamp set and bundle. So if you haven't seen the treat box I made, this is the one that I made using the poinsettia. And I did create this poinsettia using these dies, but if you haven't seen this one, I'll link it in the video here so you can check it out. But it's really, really a beautiful bundle to have. All right, so that's what we're using for this. You need some watercolor paper. I am using the Stampin' Up! Fluid 100. I love this one. It's really nice watercolor paper. And this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. I'm using some of the gold foil paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and then we're using cherry cobbler for our base, and this is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. So it's and you score it at 4 1/4, so it's a basic 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 card base. All right, let's get started with this. This is really fun. It's really easy, and it's so relaxing to me. So we are going to take some Memento Black because we are watercoloring. I am going to take the larger poinsettia. This isn't the largest, but this is the next largest on the stamps, in the stamps. And we are going to stamp this in this corner here. Don't be afraid to go off your paper. And then I'm taking this next size, and I am going to layer it on top. So it goes right in the center here. So you have a full poinsettia right there. I'm going to again stamp this one. And you don't be afraid to go over your other one. We're going to stamp that one there. And then we're going to stamp another one. And I am going off the paper some with this, and I'm going to stamp this one more time, and we are going to layer this one. So I have gone over, but don't worry about going over. It looks really nice going over as well. I'm going to use this little leaf here, and we're going to go in the center of this one. Every time you do this, it's going to look a little bit different, so just go with it. It's just really a lot of fun. Oh, I didn't do my berries and my other leaves. All right, so we're going to do the berries. I'm not inking up this little stem. I'm going to just ink up the top of the berries so I can fit these in here. So we're going to put some right there. And then I'm going to put some over here. Just spread them out wherever you feel like you want them. I'm going to use my Simply Chamois here for a minute because I've got a little bit on the stem there. I don't want it to. We're going to put this one here, and you can see they're not. This is nothing perfect about this. It's really just however you want. And then we are going to add some leaves. And these leaves are pretty solid, but we are still going to color them. So I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to put one going off here. And I want to put one up here too. And I think I'm going to add a little bit. We need space for our sentiment, so I'm going to just add a little bit, one right there. So leave that space for your sentiment. I hope I have enough room there because I did add a little bit more than I did in the last one. That's all right. We'll check it out here in a minute. I'm going to use my Stamparatus to stamp the sentiment, but we're not going to stamp it yet. We're going to color first, but I just want to make sure I have plenty of room, and I think I will. If I can move this up just a hair, I will have room for it. Yeah, it's going to fit. We're going to put it right there. Make sure it's straight, and I'll set it up and get it ready to go for when we're going to stamp it. This is the great part, especially with the Stamparatus. When you're stamping on watercolor paper, sometimes it's a little textured and it doesn't want to stamp. So the Stamparatus is perfect for that. So I am using my watercolor pencils. I'm going to use Rich Razzleberry, a little bit, Granny Apple Green. I'm using Daffodil Delight, Bermuda Bay, Cherry Cobbler, and Real Red. So we're going to start with Cherry Cobbler, and do not be fussy with this. Just start coloring, and then we're going to use our watercolor pencil, our watercolor pen, and we're going to start coloring it. And where I overlapped, I'm kind of making it a little bit darker so that that leaf kind of stands out a little bit more. And it'll give it a little bit more dimension. But this is nothing, no rhyme or reason. Just color, and then I'll show you the magic using our aqua pen here. So make sure you have water in your aqua pen, and then you're going to just start moving this around. Don't be picky if you go out of the lines. It looks even more like antique to me. I guess that's not even a word, but I made it up, I guess. But I just love, look how fun this is, just to, and you get different variations just by laying down your watercolor pencil and then just moving it around. It's so fun and relaxing. And we're going to go back over some of this at the end here. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to use a little bit of, I'm going to use a little bit of this Rich Razzleberry in this one. And we're going to, I did get a little off-centered on this one, but we're going to make it work. And then I'm going to use some Real Red here. So don't be afraid to mix your colors. It really gives it a nice look. And then just take your watercolor, your aqua painter here, and just start moving it around. And then we're going to do just one Real Red one, I think, here, because we're going to go back over it with a little bit to add a little bit more detail. But you can see how you can And just stick with the colors that you like. I'm adding a little bit of the rich raspberry because I think it looks a little more antique-y to me. It gives that antique look. I guess that's what I want to say. And then we're just gonna do this one. And you can see how quick it goes. It's not hard, it's so easy. And if you don't want any of your last color on it, you need to just brush it off and then just start moving it around again. We're gonna add some. You can also squeeze this. I don't have my paper towel, but I usually squeeze it onto my paper towel and like wipe it off then. I forgot to bring mine in here. Alright, so now we are going to go ahead and color the leaves. And I wish I didn't get this quite where I wanted them in the center here. I'm just going to add this green here because I really wanted it in the center and I got it off a little bit. We're going to improvise on this one and we're going to give it some of our own little leaves there. And then I'm coloring these as well. And these are pretty solid, but I'm going over the whole thing and coloring it. And then we're just going to use our watercolor marker. And this is where I like to kind of go outside of the lines so you can see the color. But you can see how it's taking shape. It's just a process, but it's so fun. I'm going to use the regular real red on all these berries. And we're just going to, I'm not even coloring the whole thing in because I want some variation. So this is the easy way to watercolor. I am not a professional watercolorer. Watercolorer. I'm going to use this disclaimer, but I do have fun with it. It is really, really fun to do. And I need to clean this off. And we're going to just do our berries here. But it's absolutely fun. All right, now, oh, I forgot to do this leaf down here. So we're going to do that one right there. All right, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow in the center of this. And here, it's not going to show a whole lot. And then we're going to go back over this. And I'm going to use my cherry cobbler here. And you can just start like giving it some more color. And I'm trying to do the veins a little bit darker now. And I'm going to do these all the same. And then we're going to go back over it with our aqua painter. And you don't even, I mean, you don't have to go over all these. You can leave some of them dry watercolor pencil. You can leave it that way. But you can see how it's kind of made the veins and stuff a little bit darker. And I'm going to leave it like that because I think we are good. But you can see right here. Now the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm using this Bermuda Bay. And I'm just adding color. I'm just really lightly coloring with this one. And I'm coloring in this negative space here. And I'm only coloring across this area. I am not going above these flowers here. I'm just going right across here. And once again, I'm going to add my aqua painter and we are going to soften this all. It gives it a really pretty look. And I'll show you really up close. This, I think, gives it really a kind of an antique look with that little blue. You can barely see it, but it's really, really pretty. All right, now this has to dry and stuff, but we're gonna go ahead with it. And once it dries, it gets a little bit more vibrant looking. Actually, my other one got a little bit more vibrant looking, and we're going to go ahead and stamp this. When you do this, you might want to do your sentiment, not stamp it, but you might want to position it and then kind of mark where you have it. I'm just kind of going with the flow here. And see how it will not pick up some of that. And some of that is probably because it is still wet. But we're going to go over it a few times because it's going to stamp it right on top. And we're going to do it one more time, the bottom part. See if we get it all. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I'm going to do the top part one more little time. This is what I love about the Stamparatus. Until you get it just the darkness that you want, just keep on stamping. I really love that about it. Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. It's nice and bold. But you can see how pretty that looks. To me, it's very, antique looking. I hope that's what I'm getting across here on this. And then we are going to attach it to our gold foil. Oh, did I cut that the wrong size? It's 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, I think it's supposed to be 5. No, 4 by 5 1/4 is what I got it, but I don't think that's right. This one's 5 by 3. Oh, I didn't do this 3. I did this 3 1/2. That's why it looked smaller in my area. That's why this didn't fit in quite as well, because this is smaller than my original. So what you want to do is, it turned out just fine on this smaller one, but this is supposed to be 3 3/4. I did this one at 3 1/2. So either way, and then I'm going to, let's see what we're going to do about this. Well, we can just do it just like that and just have a little bit of a bigger border on it. Or I can cut just a little bit off and have a bigger border for the real red. I think I'm going to cut this off just a little bit with my trimmer here. So this is 4. We're going to do it a little bit smaller. We're going to do it, take a 1/4 of an inch off. And I think that's going to be fine. All right, let's get our Stampin' Seal. Oh, I got that on my finger. And we're going to attach this to here. So we got a little bit of a bigger border on this as well as the other side. I don't want to put that down yet. I want to get this perfect on here. I just thought of something now that crinkled there. I was thinking it'd be really cute to crinkle it all the way around. It would really give it I'm going to see what it looks like, just to give it a little bit of bend on the ends. I'm just doing this on the fly, y'all, but I think it'd be cute, kind of give it a little bit of a more of an antique look. All right, I like it. All right, and then we're going to just attach this to the front. Yeah, so there it is right there. I forgot, I need to add the Wink of Stella. I'm going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to these leaves here. You don't even have to do this part. I just thought it really stepped it up a little bit. So we are adding Wink of Stella here. And that's it. And here's the other one. You can see the difference in the sizes. A little bit different. Not much. I still think I like it better a little bit bigger. I had a little bit more room to put my sentiment, so I like the 3 3/4 by 5 a little bit better. All right, everyone, I hope you have a blessed one. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. Have a great one, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.